Welcome back to the channel. We're bringing in Dr. Ryan today to talk about LiveGood Super Reds. I'm Brian Bearden. This is Dr. Ryan right there. Dr. Ryan, let's go, sir.
I think covering antioxidants, what those are, free radicals, how they're generated. We talked about the internal way, the natural way that they're generated. We talked about the external stresses that increase the amount of free radicals. We said the things like radiation, air pollution, smoking, chemicals, sunburns, high-fat diets, excessive alcohol, stress, poor sleep, even strenuous exercise. That we want to strike a balance. We want a balance. The body will naturally try to have a balance of homeostasis. Remember, years and years, and even just 50 years ago, I mean, we had way more plant compounds in our diet. More people were farming and doing small gardens at home. More people were eating organic meats, fruits, and vegetables in nature because the food development industrial process has gone so fast, so big, so quick that it's almost hard to keep up. So the whole point of that is the goal was to naturally decrease the amount of stressors and free radicals that we generate and improve our dietary state. Active exercising is a great way, of course. Intermittent fasting is another good way to sort of promote autophagy, which is the cleaning up of the cells. So let me back up for one quick second and mention oxidative stress. I would think, so let's go back even a little step further. That buildup of reactive oxygen species, these free radicals, ultimately leads to a condition called oxidative stress. I would argue that oxidative stress is the beginning of the chronic disease process. Because once that starts happening, that oxidative stress can damage your lipids, so that can damage your fats, it can damage your DNA, and it can damage your protein. And once that sort of happens, not to say it's irreversible, but a lot of damage can be done. That's the beginning stages of your heart disease, of your cancer, for sure on cancer, diabetes. And what ends up happening is you can end up with a lot of this trash in the cellular environment that doesn't get taken out. That autophagy is one of the reasons why they say intermittent fasting or fasting can be so beneficial. It can help sort of promote autophagy, the self-cleaning of the cell. If that doesn't happen, they can become zombie-like cells, senescent cells. And that's the stuff that gets in the way of the metabolic process. It can alter our mitochondrial, it's called a Krebs cycle. It can alter our energy metabolism. It can affect our immune response. And these cells can linger, can hang around, and really create a lot of garbage and trash. So that's the point of intermittent fasting. It can be very beneficial, clean up those cells. So, all right, let's talk a little bit about the new and improved organic Super Reds. It really didn't need it didn't need improvement, let's be honest. I mean, the Super Reds were fantastic the way they were. I'm always sort of looking at it from, if given the opportunity, I'm going to jump on it. So, and that's what I did. I will tell you, I tried to keep the flavor profile the same because the reviews have been so good. I love it so much. And I'll be honest, I formulate for myself. When I'm doing this, I really try to focus on my household, my family, my partners, and we all kind of communicate that way because I know, I'm pretty open-minded to things. So we love it. You're certainly going to love it. We try to keep it about the same. You'll notice it's still got that dark red. You'll notice that it does settle because remember, these are whole food ingredients. Okay. And there's some cereal grasses in here. So they will kind of come out of solution a little bit. And beautiful dark red, nice similar profile of flavor. And what I'd like to do is just run down the ingredients. So what we know is we've got about 30 calories per serving, about 1 gram of sugar. And a lot of fruits can contain sugar. So I have wheatgrass. I wanted to mention this wheatgrass thing. People ask me all the time about gluten. Don't worry about the gluten. We test for the gluten. Actually, wheatgrass, depending on when and how it's harvested, can be done and not have any gluten. So this is a gluten-free product, even though it has wheatgrass. So make sure, and I do test for that so that you have some assurance. Let's see. Well, we did keep all the original ingredients. We kept everything. We kept the aronia. We kept the hawthorn berry. We kept the beetroot, but we actually increased the beetroot 65%, which is crazy. It's a lot of beetroot. It's great though. The pomegranate, the grape seed extract, added up, and we kept the cereal grasses. We do like the grasses for the base, and the grasses are a high contributor for dietary nitrates. So those are benefit, and there's a lot of other beneficial compounds in them as well. So we added, let's go through it. So we increased the beetroot 65%. We changed the ascorbic acid to vitamin C from acerola cherry. We added Thai berry, guys. If you've not seen this one, this is a newcomer to the superfood family. I think you guys are going to absolutely love it. Lots of purported health benefits, very, very high in polyphenols and anthocyanins, which are, again, your antioxidants. They estimate about 12 times the amount in your normal berries, which is impressive for sure. Upgraded the grape seed. We put a third size 95% anthocyanins. Cranberry. We added organic cranberry because we know it's rich in antioxidants and polyphenols. Pro-anthocyanins, anthocyanins. They're good for urinary tract, good for digestive health, immune system, anti-inflammatory. We all know the goji berry. I'm sure you guys have heard of the goji berry, also known as the wolfberry. High in vitamin C, beta carotene, lutein, and zeaxanthin, which is the stuff we talked about a lot for vision, skin, and provides essential minerals. I mean, just an incredible compound. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. Tart cherry. We added organic tart cherry. It's great because it's high in, again, anthocyanins, and it's well documented in supporting joint, to help with joint damage because of the inflammatory process. Good for blood pressure, heart health. This goes on and on and on. And then you'll see something interesting. I've talked a lot about having these adaptogenic mushrooms in our coffee. Not everybody wants to drink coffee. So I chose to put some red reishi and cordyceps in here. But the red reishi is a Ganoderma. And I know a lot of you are familiar with this. I mean, it's been used for centuries, both of cordyceps and Ganoderma. So many benefits. So many benefits. One thing I do want to mention, because of on that note, the browns, the greens, you will notice the colors a little bit on the browner, dark brown, red side. That's normal. And then once mixed, you'll see that it is that normal red. So, but yeah, used for centuries. The Ganoderma, this red reishi, treating everything from healing inflammation, known as as the ultimate anti-inflammatory mushroom. Cordyceps, also very rich in bioactive compounds and oxidative stress and apoptosis. Apoptosis is that programmed cell death. So we just talked about cells kind of lingering, senescent cells becoming zombie cells. Apoptosis is programmed, like the cell automatically dies on its own, pre-programmed. So it promotes that. It helps for cleaning out that cell junk. Unique benefits from exercise performance to increasing ATP production, which is your energy currency. Berry, you guys have ever heard of acai bowls and all the benefits there. Very impressive nutrient profile and high in antioxidants. And of course, a lot of these have that blue-purple color. So again, changing the color of the powder a little bit. And then the last thing we added was an organic ginseng. So much traditional herb, like such a traditional herb with so many health benefits, ranging from brain function to sexual health to heart health. So it really fit nicely profile. Cereal grasses, we have the barley, the wheat, alfalfa, oat, and spinach. I just talked about those. Pomegranate, I did say this once before, is that pomegranate's cool because it acts as a protector sort of nitric oxide. It's such a volatile gas and short half-life that pomegranate can actually benefit that. So, and we talked about the acerola cherry, and that's it, guys. I mean, wow. I mean, it's such an improvement on an already awesome product. I think you guys are going to love it. I can't wait to hear some feedback and how to maximize use, and then we'll wrap it up. For me, it's every single day. I don't see a reason why you would skip a day. You never should. I like to use it as a pre-workout, so before the gym. Also, big fan of using it in the middle, sort of that sluggish part of the day, that early mid-afternoon slump. Because definitely, if you're drinking any sugary beverages, any sugary carbonated junk beverages, try replacing it with one of these. You can even add the amino acids, fruit punch to it. You can mix things. You can put it in your smoothie. But twice a day is fine, at least once a day, single day for sure. So that, guys, covers our update for today on organic Super Reds. Let's see it. What do we have? All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel so we can stay in touch. Hello, hello, hi, hi, hi. Hi from Florida. Yeah, a lot of cardiovascular support questions for sure. I get it. I mean, it's a scary world, when you start talking about health. And if you have a family history of it, you just know that, hey, look, this is a real thing. I gotta deal with it, and you guys can absolutely do that. Look at this comment. I commented on something like this before too. I said not only that, but 10 pull-ups, should be able to run a mile. I 100% agree. Yeah, I mean, we're just not in the shape we used to be. Hey, Ivan. Absolutely. They are very powerful, very, very powerful. And, you know, I was hoping Ben would join me today. I don't know what happened to him, but here's the funny thing. We didn't raise the price. We did all of this and didn't even change the price. It's actually absolutely unbelievable. I was hoping Ben would be here so he could kind of talk about that. I kind of like to shy away from the money side a little bit. I'm concerned about efficacy and the quality of the product. It makes me a little bit uneasy talking about the money. But incredible value. I mean, you're not going to find anything like it. We were already doing it better than everybody else at that price. I mean, it just makes it that much more of a no-brainer. A lot of peer-reviewed journals here. So not only just peer-reviewed, there's actually quite a few prospective, double-blind controlled, randomized controlled trials that have looked at some of these. So you're not going to say what I'm not going to say. So just for all you guys out there, in America, you can't make claims on dietary supplements. But if you look, and you can go to National Institute of Health, you can go to PubMed. There are a lot of studies on the individual ingredients. And so that's kind of where I spend most of my time. I have access to those resources, and I will pull up studies. So if you want, you can email me, and I'll be happy to share lots of the studies that are out there. Here's Timothy commenting. Thank you. Yeah, I am a licensed pharmacist. Look, I grew up I was trained in the space world, and dietary supplements were not emphasized actually at all during those years of study. It was only until later. Well, I guess along the same time because I was in nutrition, but then I realized food is medicine, and I just you can see it firsthand. All right. Look, I mean, I get it. Absolutely. I'm more than happy to share studies with you. You know, I get the fact that there could be some talking about whole food ingredients as medicine, but you're not going to be able to dispute the fact that many of these drugs work along the same pathway. And a lot of the studies that have demonstrated efficacy in food and dietary nitrates. Now, obviously, the pharmaceutical companies have maximized their effect, synthetic means, but yeah, I mean, that's not my preferred way of getting my nitrates. This is a good question. I do, Tina. I do. I mean, there's a few supplements I take on an empty stomach. It kind of depends on the school of thought and who you ask, whether or not you should be doing anything that has any calories at all. So, you know, that's just up for you to decide on what works for you. Well, guys, I appreciate all this. This is great. Looks like a lot of you are concerned about the cardiovascular benefits, and I agree. I totally agree. Yeah, hey, Kelly, yeah, I know, absolutely. Love the acai and the goji. And if you guys spend some time looking at the compounds, the proanthocyanins, like all of these other antioxidants, and really try to get into the science of it to where it still makes sense to you, gosh, you just go through each ingredient, you'll see the concentration of them. There is an incredible amount. Oh, last thing too, sorry. Maybe it's not the last thing, but the testing. I'm going to load the testing on the certificate of analysis up. The supplement facts panel is actually already on the website, so you can go there now and check that out. I'm going to load the certificate of analysis. I'm going to load the glyphosate testing because remember, I always say if you're concerned about herbicides and some of these chemicals that these companies are using, organics, anything organic from the earth, you should be testing or knowing that it's glyphosate free. So I'm going to load the glyphosate test